Although the past is not the sole determinant of the future can never claim to be a stranger to the past.
I'm Mboro. I'm a media personnel.
My name is Matthew. I'm a visual artist.
My name is Grace Akowe. I'm a content writer.
My name is Janet Cecilia. I'm a financial analyst.
My name is Omenka Liberty. I'm a medical.
I'm Audu Shedrack. I am a biochemist.
My mom died 6 days after our births. When I mean our birth, I mean the three of us, triplets. You back call it Ibeta. It was very terrible effect that really affected the family because my dad was just there. We were taken to the motherless baby home. Nestle came to our head and also NTA. I can still remember the picture and the newspaper my dad showed me, I think 3 years ago, that look at us. So NTA came over and they really helped us. Nestle provided for our beverages and everything. And I heard we're given a scholarship, which my dad didn't follow up. You know, they will say, I don't know. That's what I heard, that didn't make my dad to follow it up, like live, and people jealous and everything made him forget about it and he didn't follow the scholarship. But at the long run, my dad got married to another woman. Yeah. And she maltreated everybody in the house, my siblings, and it was so terrible. She maltreated me to the extent that I thought there was no reason for me to be alive. She beats me like a thief. I don't go to school because she would tell me to take care of her child. Anytime my stepmom wants to beat me, she tells me to go naked. She beats me with different kinds of tools, like all these iron things to beat me, and I have injuries on my body. That's why I still have these bruises on my body till now. Dad was not even aware of all these things happening. She uses broom to beat me. She will put pepper in it and pour it on my body, then use it on me. There was no life. Like, why am I living? Anytime I wake up in the morning, I'll be like, why am I alive? Then I start crying that let God just take me. She take my life. That I don't think that's a reason for me to just live. That I want to just die. I remember the time I took kerosene that I wanted to die, but it didn't work. I saw myself that I'll see awake. Oh, I said, God, when? Then later I took a rope that I was going to hang myself. Let me just die. And most time when I'm crossing the road, I'll be like, let me just eat me, let me just die. There's one time I packed my load and I was going to leave the house that I can't cope. I want to run away from the house, but where will I run to? Then I stayed back because the maltreatment was too much. For how old? I was just in primary school. I just wanted the motherly love because I never had one.
And of all the childhood experience I had, both the good and the bad, there is one that has done me great benefit today. I had this auntie who was quite loving. She gives to us a lot. And what it has done to me now is that it formed and shaped my reality. That it informed me that I also deserve the best and the good things of life. It informed me that my background should not determine my future. I came from a very rough background, and I think it's one of those things that has formed my present reality, that I said.
So growing up, my parents, I can say that I did not have a tangible relationship with them, especially my father. In the aspect of my social development, there was nothing to write home about. I can't remember a time I got dressed up by my parents to go attend any function, any social function. Birthday celebrations, wedding celebrations, these things were weird to me because I was not exposed to social life. And even up till now, I'm still trying to break out. I am still struggling with my social life.
My childhood experience, I wouldn't say it was fun because my dad, I wouldn't say it was a sadist though, but He created this atmosphere and he gave us this vibe and this aura that we had to be scared of him. We we're not allowed to mix with friends and visit people, even in the house. So once you just hear the sound of his car that is back, you just have to rush back upstairs. And this sort of created fear, not just in me, but also in my siblings. We were so scared of my parents, especially my dad. We couldn't relate to him. We didn't have this dad and child happy moments because we didn't understand his mood most of the time. And this sort of affected me mentally, affected me a lot. That even when I get to class, when I get to school, I'm just seated and I'm reminiscing on what has happened at home.
We had a very happy childhood. My dad was a musician, so he always played music around, the instruments all around. And my brothers were fun too, anyway. Yeah, so it was really happy childhood. And that helped me very much, understand, to grow up with the right perspective and be a happy person. But there were also some experiences that might have affected me negatively. My parents were not so well-to-do, so there were a lot of times that I couldn't feel among with friends in school that were in a higher class, so I feel inferior. Wore clothes, uniforms that were torn to school, you understand. That affected me in a way. I can remember clearly my parents saying things like, you know, we are simple people. They say it in our tribe, which actually means we are poor people, so we should not go and be associating with big people. And all that, I believe, affected me in life, because it made me try to avoid thinking big and reaching out to big things.
Growing up as a child, I didn't have very happy moments. I happened to lose my mom when I was very small. With that, I had to grow up with my dad. My dad tried all he could just to make sure we were being catered for and being cared for, our needs being met, but then some things were going wrong unnoticed, in the sense that we didn't have this feeling of love, being cared for. There was not this, our emotional needs were not being met, because I believe it's one thing to feel that you are caring for somebody, and it's another thing for the person to feel that he's being cared for. So it affected me in a way, in the sense I found it difficult to relate and feel among with other children who were like me. There was this difficulty to relate with them. My advice to people who might have had the same experience that I had is that just make sure you are happy every day. Don't allow what has happened to determine what is going to happen to you today or what you'll be tomorrow. No. And then my advice to single parents is that we have a responsibility to really cater for the needs of our children tomorrow. Not only their physical needs alone, but also their emotional needs.
My advice is that the picture of whatever future you desire, always put it in front of you. There is no crime in doing window shopping. It feeds your mind, it fills your soul, feeds your soul as to what you desire. It can be as practical as taking pictures of those things and sticking them to your wall. Let that form something in your mind. Let that help your imagination so that it becomes your reality. And I think that's what my aunt did by taking us to places and making it feed our imagination, informing us that that is what we deserve of life. That is what we should run after, the good things of life. That our background should not determine what our future is supposed to look like. It should just be a story that builds up that future.
So my advice to those who have similar experiences as a child growing up, I would say you should come out and be your own parents. Read books, study.
So if the effect of your childhood is affecting you even up until now, my advice to you is to come out. The best way to break out is to actually face it, face your fears, those things you're scared of, face them squarely, and you see yourself coming out of it.
So my advice to parents out there is that training your child is a very important thing. If it means to read books and prepare to train your children the right way, in the fear of God, in the love of God.
I want to advise you that is going through this, that in everything, just go to God in prayer. Because God's our comforter, He is our healer.
Sometimes we can not choose our life stories, but we can always choose how they will continue to impact us.